For the most part, Malawi and Zambia were extremely safe, places. I think the sisters had more issues than the majority of us, mostly because a lot of them wanted to marry them, yeah, I guess especially the spirit kind of teaches, and protects, especially while you're there. But we had a couple instances where, you just start going down the street and you just have this bad feeling. I guess the biggest issue a lot is the amount of drinking that's out there, especially among the Africans and stuff there. Is really, really high. I think Zambia was something like 90-something%. It was rated like the drunkest nation in the world when I first got there, and they outlawed some of the stuff afterwards. But you start getting around a lot of drunk people, you gotta want to be careful, what you're doing. We had some interesting situations that could have gone really bad with them. And that was in both Malawi and Zambia, but especially in Zambia. But you'll find that a lot of the people, especially the ones that you think are the most dangerous, will actually be there to stand up and protect you as missionaries. They're very Christian-oriented, I guess, in those countries, and anybody they think is, holy in any sense, they're very protective of them, which is nice. We had a little bit of robbery issues in some areas. You'll find that, like they said, you kind of want to follow different routes home. They'll kind of go over that kind of stuff in the MTC different nights and have different options. I know there's in Malawi, there's a place in Menyowe, a bridge that we occasionally run into people on. And thank goodness, I'm not a very big guy, but I was bigger than most of the people there, and stuff. And it worked out pretty well because we didn't have too much issue with that, nothing that we couldn't get out of. We had a couple just little problems that never became a real issue. We did have a couple, right as I was leaving, there was some robbery issues. I guess they were finding out where missionaries were staying, I guess, from one another, and they'd actually break into homes and stuff with knives and whatnot and rob a few missionaries. We had a sister that was robbed at the gate to her door with a garden hose. Actually, he didn't have anything special, but she kind of held a garden hose under his jacket, and she flipped out, and gave her new packages and stuff to him. She just got in the mail from home and stuff, and she was uptight for the next month, but they were fine. We never had any missionaries that were really injured at all. I guess we had one that got robbed. They at knife point, again, an elder when I first got there, and they cut his backpack off of him and stuff and took his backpack. But for the most part, it was relatively safe. I've heard different things about South Africa being a lot worse, and you hear a lot about that in the MTC. But Malawi and Zambia weren't nearly as bad, And I guess especially for the guys, we were really safe all the time, and sisters didn't have any bad issues. Just a couple where they, thought it was worse than it was, and went for it, and they were guys. They kind of freaked out about them, but nothing major. I guess I was a zone leader there, so I heard a lot about things like that from them. But yeah, I guess that was most of it for Carmen's safety, I guess. And